Welcome to the show, everybody. Got an exciting one here for you. We're going to rip into the guys that sucked this week. And man, did a lot of people crap the bed. I'm excited to dive into it, but also honor the guys that crushed it, including Devin Achane, absolutely amazing, and some other amazing people, including my quarterback, Justin Herbert. So, studs and sucks for the past NFL Week 3, NFL Week 3 highlights. It was a wild week, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to cover that here, and I'm going to pull up a screen going over all of the stats and numbers. You definitely don't want to miss this one. It's a good one. Before I get into this, guys, head on over to manscaped.com. In my hand, I've got the Lawnmower 4.0 skin-safe technology. You can trim around the sensitive areas without worrying about nicks and cuts. They've got amazing underwear. I've got all the products here. They got cologne. They got everything, guys, including, I like this, I like the body buffer. It's really able to clean your body, armpits, all the areas here. Put some soap on there, rub it on. They got everything, guys. Amazing products. Manscaped.com. Use code SHOWERLINE20. Go treat yourself to anything on the site right now. Manscaped.com, SHOWERLINE20. I've put a link below. SHOWERLINE20. Go to Manscaped, browse the site, and treat yourself to something you love and use that discount, SHOWERLINE20, right now. I use the products every day, all right? Let's dive into this, guys. So I'm going to pull up a screen here, go over all the positions, and talk about the studs and sucks at every single position. I'm excited to dive into this with you guys. Let's rock this out. Starting with the quarterback position. Now, drop a comment. I want to make this, guys, listen, I want to make this super interactive. When I say super interactive, dive into the comments. Let me know who sucked for you, how you feel. If you have any questions, ask me some questions. Drop some questions below as well, okay? Below, guys. I want to make this interactive. And again, it only takes a second of your time. Nobody's that lazy. Lion mentality. Smash a thumbs up, guys. Helps the channel a lot, okay? Let's start off with the quarterbacks here. Now, Justin Herbert is the guy I told you to draft this year. Why? Because new offensive coordinator, the addition of Quentin Johnson, they knew they were going to go towards more of a passing type offensive scheme. Now, with Eckler gone, they've been able to do that. When Eckler comes back, maybe things might change a little bit, but it's not going to take anything away from Herbert throwing the ball downfield. Obviously, the injury to Mike Williams is going to be an issue to people that own Mike Williams. That's it, because I love Mike Williams. I love Quentin Johnson. I love the fact that Quentin Johnson gets more work. I don't like Mike Williams. That's what I meant to say. I don't like him, okay? Now, he went down. I did a post on social media yesterday on Twitter, and I said, hey, Mike Williams is down, fire up Quentin. I told you to avoid Mike Williams because Mike Williams always gets hurt. That's what I said. I said, Mike Williams always gets hurt. Don't draft him in round 5. Everybody lied to you and told you to draft him in round 5. Now he's hurt. And I just said that I was right. So Twitter went crazy. Got I don't know how many impressions it's at now. I got to look it up. Like 600,000, 700,000. It's almost at 1 million impressions, but lots of views, and all the sheep came out, man. All the sheep came out to party yesterday, but I was right. And that's at the end of the day, man, I don't care whether I get likes or negative comments. I'm about being right, and I got Quentin Johnson. Now, some people are saying, who is it going to be, Quentin or a Palmer? Listen, Palmer sucks. There's a reason they got Quentin Johnson round 1, and the main reason is they knew Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are going to go down, and Mike Williams went down. Sure enough, Keenan Allen's probably next. I don't think he's going to maintain his pace at 31, but we're going to talk about it. So, other guys that did really well. Justin Herbert, Tua crushed it. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Like I said, Herbert, 405 yards, Tua, 309 yards. But Herbert still beat him in fantasy points. Unbelievable. Awesome. That's my guy, number 1 quarterback right now heading into week 4. Lamar Jackson did well, finally. Kirk Cousins, been very efficient. Pat Mahomes, Jordan Love, my backup in a 2-quarterback league. Awesome. Andy Dalton, Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson. And believe it or not, CJ Stroud, honorable mention here as a top 10. Who crapped the bed here? Let's talk about some guys that have crapped the bed. Now, I told you to avoid Justin Fields. I said, listen, Justin Fields, I got him right here, is not as good as you think. He did not throw past 2,300 yards last year. Be careful. Sure enough, what happened with Justin Fields as of late? He hasn't been performing, right? One touchdown, 1 interception the past week, 10.66 points. So we're going to honor the suck of the week, and let us know in the comments who is the suck of the week at each position. I want to get your feedback. Okay, again, smash thumbs up. Let me know below. Who is the suck of the week at each position? I'm going to honor my suck of the week. I want to get your suck of the week as well. Who is it, okay? So, again, we see guys like, Fields not performing here, 10.6 points. Baker Mayfield, 10.4. We got Joe Burrow. What a disappointment. Mind you, Ja'Marr Chase came alive this week. I saw the game yesterday. I was actually playing against Ja'Marr Chase. I was up by 30 points, and I ended up winning because I just won by like 5 points. I was like, don't throw the ball to Ja'Marr. Don't throw the ball to Ja'Marr. Sure enough, they were running it near the end of the game because they had the lead. Thank goodness, because I'm telling you, I was sweating because Ja'Marr Chase was coming alive in that game. And again, he proves he's the primary target. And we'll talk about wide receivers in a second. I told you not to draft T. Higgins, and he crapped the bed. All right, so Derek Carr also crapped the bed, 8.12 points. Got other guys like, Ryan Tannehill, Ritter, Zach Wilson, but that's kind of to be expected. So I would say the suck of the week, again, is Joe Burrow. But again, in the comments, guys, you let me know. Let me know in the comments. Drop it below. Who is the suck of the week? I'd love to get your feedback here on this because I totally believe it's Joe Burrow. You pay him the highest paid player in the NFL, and sure enough, he's been crap in the bed. So in fantasy and reality, 8.16 points. You, sir, are the suck of the week. Joe Burrow, you should be ashamed of yourself. Shame, 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 shame. Back to this. Let's move on to the running backs here. Again, very, very depressing there for Joe Burrow. All right, running backs that did well. Devin Achane, is this going to continue? Man, I don't know, man. That's the thing. I think he's definitely a safe waiver wire pickup. I definitely say start him. Is he going to put up 51 points? No. Probably never again in his life for that matter. But what's unbelievable is him and Mostert both crushed it. I mean, imagine if it was just Achane having these extra 13 attempts here. Like, he would have had a 100-point game practically, which is absolutely just wild here, guys, okay? So again, 51 points here for Achane, and then you got Mostert with 45.2. You got Kenneth Walker here with 30.6. Christian McCaffrey, Zach Moss having himself a good game as well here. Zach Moss, 22.5. Again, is that going to continue? No. If Taylor comes back, no. But again, this is proving to the Indianapolis Colts that they don't need Taylor, that they can do it. They don't have to pay Taylor. A guy like Zach Moss, a mediocre running back in that offensive scheme, can really get it done. James Conner getting it done. Jerome Ford getting it done. Kareem Hunt, I only think he had 5 attempts or something like that. They had a tougher matchup versus position. So the fact that Jerome Ford is performing the way that he is, considering circumstances, is pretty good. It was a tougher matchup. He just got thrown in as a starter, so doing really well. I don't know how much Kareem Hunt's going to get integrated, but based on this past week, it's going to be the Jerome Ford show. If you picked him off waiver wire, congratulations. He's probably doing really well for you, okay? Travis Etienne, hey, I'll take the hit on that one. He's been doing pretty well. Mainly PPR upside. Got the 4 receptions, 50 yards. Definitely helping his case here. Madison having a decent game. Again, he was kind of forced the ball, got some volume, got a lot of volume, 20 attempts, did okay. Just finished, just in the top 10 this week. So again, I would say, obviously the Dolphins running backs are the winners here, having themselves a good week. Now, let's talk about the guys that crapped the bed. And I've been telling you guys that Jacobs had an anomaly year. Now, Jacobs was a guy that was always like an average running back coming off a pinnacle year. That's why I was like, I would fade Jacobs, big time decline. He's been crapping the bed. 11 points this past week. Didn't do well the prior weeks, averaging 3.6 yards per carry. Not looking that good. Bijan, my guy, having a bad week. I got to address this here. Now, I don't understand why they're even using Tyler Algier because he does not look good. I'm watching the runs. You see, Bijan run for an amazing runs, and then you bring in Tyler Algier. He got a couple hard runs, but overall, he just looks like crap. Bijan is a more dynamic player. Play Bijan, guys. Play Bijan. Only 10 points this week. Very crappy. My other guy, Jahmyr Gibbs, 9.2. You're saying, well, Joe, your running backs didn't do well. How'd you do well? We'll get to that. Sam Laporta, Justin Herbert, Tank Dell. Guys, you always got to have a backup plan for a backup plan. You got to be well diverse on your roster. I want all my weeks. Why? Because I'm smart. I think outside the box. All right. And how I'm able to pick the right talent, all right? Javonte Williams, 8.5 fantasy points here, okay? Not good. Now, a lot of all these people that love Stevenson, I said, as soon as Zeke Elliott comes back, look out. Now, Zeke Elliott, 16 attempts. I told you. As soon as Zeke Elliott ended up there, it buzz killed him. And then you got 19 attempts for Stevenson. But again, it's really killing the buzz, and Zeke ends up finishing with more points than Stevenson. 9.7 points here for Zeke. Stevenson, 7.2. Everyone drafted Stevenson around 2 and 3. even after I warned you against this when Zeke was there. Zeke sucks, yes, but he is a pest. He demands volume and didn't do well, okay? And he's going to do well enough to take away from Stevenson is what I'm trying to say. Again, Najee Harris, oh my God. Here, I don't know what to tell you here, other than the fact that I'm sorry on the Najee pick. Now, there's a lot of things going and working towards Najee this year, okay? We talk about an improved O-line. They drafted, who is it? Broderick Jones, like first overall or first round, whatever. They added a tight end. You know, Kenny Pickett has finally settled into that offense, right? You got the volume. Like, this is the volume guy. He's the main guy. There's nobody else there, right? You had all these things going for him. Tomlin, right? Believing in his guy. You had all these things going for him. And then I look at his stats. Now, mind you, he had 19 attempts, which is good, right? The 19 attempts, guys, is good, but he's not doing anything with them. Like 3.4 yards per carry, can't get a touchdown to save his life, 6.5 points. Again, this is PPR numbers, guys. We're talking PPR here. So, again, very, very depressing numbers here out of Najee Harris. I don't know what to tell you. The guy sucks. I mean, even his counterpart isn't that good in that offense. Now, he looks a little more explosive. Warren does, but still nothing sensational here. All those people that tell the Algier lovers, he's been crap in the bed, doesn't look that good either. And then you got Dalvin Cook, who I told you to avoid. But again, him and Breece Hall crap the bed. I mean, how far down here is Breece Hall? He got like 3-point-something points here. Where is Breece Hall here? I got to pull him up. Very depressing here. 3.7 fantasy points for Breece Hall. He is the suck of the week. He should be ashamed of himself. Mind you, Antonio Gibson 3.4. A.J. Dillon also 3.3. A lot of people invested in A.J. Dillon pretty high here. But again, looking at these numbers, guys, the very, very depressing numbers. Breece Hall, you, sir, are the suck of the week. Now, mind you, they got to give him more than 12 attempts. I know they fed him a little bit more, but I mean, Zach Wilson is just completely destroying this offense, and absolutely sucks. So, let us know who is a suck of the week for you at the running back position. Love to get your feedback. All right, let's go here. Keenan Allen. And again, some people are like, well, Joe, you're wrong about Keenan Allen. He's old, okay? And I was right about Mike Williams, so I saved you on Mike Williams. I saved you a 5th-round pick. With Keenan Allen, this guy's old. Quentin Johnson is the future of this team. What part of don't you understand that Quentin Johnson was drafted in the 1st round, and he is the future of this team? Understand and let that sink in. 20 targets, volume is king. He's got the rapport with Herbert. But I'm telling you, Quentin Johnson is the future of this team. I mean, the guy was drafted in the 1st round. He's dynamic. He's a good balance of size and speed. He's young. He's dynamic. Allen is old and washed, and I'm telling you, mind you, had a good week. This will not happen again. But again, I can't say that it won't actually, because I love Herbert. I want it to happen again. But again, I just see another injury happening here for Allen. I hope it does it for Herbert's sake, but I just definitely want to see more Quentin Johnson volume for sure, okay? Ja'Marr Chase coming alive here, finishing 5. Devontae having a good week at 42.2 points. Hey, man, the old guy can still do it. He's getting the volume, and that's what does it, guys. When I filter here by target, these guys got target, and they finished top 10, like Thielen, 14, right? 14 targets. Ja'Marr Chase, 15. Keenan Allen 20, Devontae Adams 20, right? When you filter by that and you look at the targets, these guys that are getting the targets are finishing on top. That's the bottom line. Target is king. When I look at a guy like Tank Dell, only 7 targets, he's still doing it, right? You got the touchdown, finishes top 7. This guy, Tank Dell, guys, everybody, was ranked 108th amongst wide receivers. I told you to stash Tank Dell on all of your rosters. I said this. And this is why I say wait on wide receiver, because wide receivers emerge. And sure enough, he finishes here near the top. Now, this is beautiful. Mike Williams, 8 targets, 25 points. He's going to be gone. Guess who's stepping up? It's Quentin Johnson. Now, some people are saying Josh Palmer. Palmer sucks, man. They would not have drafted Quentin Johnson if they believed in Palmer. They don't believe in Palmer. Again, Quentin Johnson is going to emerge. You just need to feed him. You just need to get the volume of Quentin Johnson. I like the upside of him over Palmer. Palmer's trash. He was a trash player for years. He was a bottom feeder. Couldn't even surpass the crappy Mike Williams. Even when Mike Williams and Allen would hurt, Palmer never really stepped up. So you got Mike Williams out. Now you can really, really concentrate on Quentin Johnson, your 1st overall pick. That's what you're going to do. And Herbert throws more than anybody. We saw it. It's a beautiful kind of perfect storm for Quentin Johnson. Love it, okay? And again, Tank Dell, beautiful here, top 10. So got a lot of guys finished really well. Now, one thing I want you to note here, I talked about this. Do not draft T. Higgins in the 3rd round. Do not draft Devontae Smith, because they're not the alphas. Ja'Marr Chase and A.J. Brown, as you can see, are the alphas. 14 targets here, for A.J. Brown. And then you got Jamar Chase here with 15 targets. Guys, these are the alphas. And yet everyone tells you to draft Devontae Smith in round 2 to 3 and T. Higgins round 2 to 3, end of round 2, early round 3. This is a big mistake. And I'm going to show you guys in a second how bad they did this week. Now, Higgins had a good week last week, but it's not sustainable, okay? It's just not. All right, so those guys did well. Who crapped the bed here, all right? Let's talk about it. Let's pull this up here. Let's see who crapped the bed here at the wide receiver position. I got to say CeeDee Lamb not performing well, 10.2 points. Terry McLaurin here, what do you have, 10.1 points. Tyler Boyd always sucks. I mean, I don't know. Some people drafted Tyler Boyd ahead of guys that have upside like Tank Dell. Can you believe Tyler Boyd was being drafted ahead of guys like Tank Dell? And this is what I was telling you guys. You never aim high on the depth chart for guys that could potentially be the one. Do you understand what I'm saying here? That's what I'm saying. Now, Calvin Ridley having 2 bad weeks. This is a little concerning here, but it's also concerning with what the Jacksonville Jaguars are looking like. I mean, losing to the Texans, very, very bad. Trevor Lawrence has got to pick it up. There's something wrong there. 7 points for Ridley, only 7 targets, 3 receptions. He's got to step it up. And this is what I was talking about here with Devontae Smith. 6.8 fantasy points, looking absolutely terrible out there. He's kind of like that big deep ball kind of threat kind of guy. But other than that, I mean, if he doesn't have those boom type of games, look for mediocre games out of him. Drake London, again, this is definitely a Desmond Ridder problem. 5.1 fantasy points, looking gross. And T. Higgins, I got to say he is probably the suck of the week here. 4.1 points. You, sir, are the suck of the week. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself. People drafted you in the 2nd or 3rd round when I told them to avoid you, okay? Can you imagine that? If I had told you guys, which I did tell you, imagine if I told you guys, do not draft T. Higgins, get Tank Dell later. You guys would think I'm nuts. Joe's nuts. Don't listen to that channel. How's that turning out? Who would you rather have right now? Drop it in the comments. Would you rather have T. Higgins or would you rather have Tank Dell? You guys let me know right now. Love to get it, okay? Let's go here. Let's keep going here with the tight end. Let's wrap it up. And I got to say here with the tight end position, this is very, very important. I'm going to pull it up here. This is very important. Sam Laporta, baby. Number 1 tight end. How do you like them? 22.4 points. 11 targets, the target leader with Hawkinson, but way more points, 22.4 to 13.8. I'm telling you, listen good. Sam Laporta, I told you to draft him on your rosters. He's on all my rosters. He is the man. He is a safety blanket for Jared Goff. I was telling you, if you listen, congratulations. Some people are scrambling to the waiver wire. Some people are scrambling to get a trade. Laporta's the man. Wait on tight end later, get the upside tight end, and there you go. Guys that crap the bed here, Kyle Pitts, 8.7 points, and Mark Andrews, you should be ashamed of yourself, 7.5 points. Darren Waller, 5 points. Hunter Henry, 3.7. All these guys were drafted ahead of Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta's tight end 23 on the consensus rankings, and look where he is. This is why 16 rounds is king. But I got to say here, Mark Andrews, you are the suck of the week at the tight end position. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's it, guys. Drop a comment below. Let me know. What do you guys think? It was a wild week. Those are your studs and sucks. Guys, sometimes they go up, sometimes they go down. Make sure you start the most consistent people. Get those target getters. Get the guys that get the volume. Start them on your roster. If you want direct access and you want to save your league, if you're 0-3, Patreon, or 0, what are we? 0-3 already. Patreon.com/FF Counselor. I've linked it below. Join the front lines. And also, guys, subscribe, thumbs up here, and follow on social channels, all right? This is why we win, because we're light years ahead of the competition, all right? Drop your suck of the week below. Let me know how you did. Comment, thumbs up. We'll talk soon, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. More content coming to you guys daily. So follow on socials. I'm out.